Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Peralta's Played. Almost forgot the title of the, the video series there. In this one, of course, as you guys know, we go through what has been played in the last month, what we've been doing, what we're looking forward to, etc. Last month, we we're discussing stuff like Overwatch and It Takes Two and a little bit of God of War, Sons of Sparta, etc. So we're going to look at what we did this month and then look at some upcoming potential interesting things. I'm also remembering to close that tab now. I also we need to look up something else as well that's not on there, or at least talk about it. But either way, first off, let's look through what we did. So this is where last episode ended, February 2026. And of course, by the way, we're recording this in April, so we're a little bit behind. Luckily, I haven't put anything out in April so far. All the videos are sat ready to go out. So everything that's on the channel currently is talkaboutable. Yeah, play a little bit more Marathon. In fact, we played Marathon. Marathon launched, and I've done a few videos on playthrough. I want to play more of it, but I haven't really had the time. There was sort of not as big of an initial following as people thought there was going to be, but I enjoyed the game. I enjoyed the style. I enjoyed the lore, and I definitely want to play more of it. Luckily, it seems, as far as I can understand, that their pass doesn't end, like you don't lose anything. So if you don't play during a given period, you're not losing out on anything from a cosmetics / battle pass / season pass perspective. So that's obviously always good. So yay, Marathon. I need to play more of it. I shall play more of it. It will happen at some point. We went back to Pokemon Legends ZA for a bit. Now, this was something we hadn't touched in a while. When was the last time? I think it was before 2026. The last time we touched it. Yes, I think there or thereabouts. Is that right? Is that right? I think it might be right. That's it, 19. So where's the 2 episodes that aren't showing? 1 second. Hold up. Am I lying to you guys? There. 3 months ago, that one was. So like basically the end of last year. And then of course we went back, we played 1 episode. We only got 1 episode, but it was because we were sort of excited to ready for Pokopia, so we're playing a little bit of another Pokemon game, but there's still stuff to do in ZA, so I promise we'll get some more done at some point. Just checking over on chat for a second. Was there any games you missed from the last few months, like release, that you want to get around to soon? Yes and no. So worth mentioning that obviously Resident Evil 9 came out, but I'm way behind on that series, so that won't be played anytime soon. Crimson Desert was on the list, and we're going to discuss that a little bit more in depth later on, but it's further down the list now because of the generative AI issue. Will I play it at some point? Potentially, because it looks like they have rectified that thereafter. Not saying that that's acceptable necessarily, and we're going to discuss another game that has done something similar where they've had generative AI and then they've removed it. If you guys remember, Alters did that at one point as well. Now, I'm not saying that's acceptable, but it's a damn sight better than using AI unapologetically. But yeah, We'll consider that as time goes on. But Crimson Desert was on the list. So RE9 was potentially on there. Was there any other games that came out recently that I wanted to get into but haven't yet? Not that I can think of off the top of my head. Nothing that was on the list but I haven't gotten to as yet. Limbo was redeemed by Lily during the PP Partython. And we finally got around to doing a few of those this month, and Limbo was the first one. Not the ad banner being Crimson Desert. Is it actually? Where? Am I blind? Oh, you mean on your stream? Okay, I was like, whoa. But Limbo, we played that in one sitting, and actually, whilst frustrating in parts, I really did enjoy it. It was a fun little game, and it's always nice to be around out in one go. So at 4 hours, 30 minutes, we bashed it out. We finished it. It Takes Two, which of course was redemption by Tater during the same partython. We finished that too. We started just before the Feb one, but we finished it in April, and obviously very happy about that. So that's that done as well. That was fun. Obviously the book was annoying. But the game itself, it had me tear jerking at the end. So if a game tear jerks me, then can't be that bad, can it? You know, not every game does that to me. Where we are? So It Takes Two, Pokopia. So Pokopia has taken over my life, as you guys can see, we have done, as of this, 19. But there are a few episodes that I've got sat ready to go out still. But on here, 19 episodes we did in March. And I loved and have loved every second of it. We just rolled credits on it before I put this video out. But of course, that's an April discussion regards that. That's a end of April discussion about the April. You know what I mean? It's the April episode that we'll kind of discuss that more in detail. But I've thoroughly enjoyed Pokopia throughout the month, and everyone who showed up, and I was just saying on that video, maybe I'll just talk about it now, who knows. Well, I kind of am. So everyone who showed up, everyone who partook, everyone who picked voices for the characters, everyone who was like, oh, look at this, check this, do that, you can do this, like, it was great. It was a really great experience. I've loved every single part. Pokopia was great. I want DLC, desperately want DLC for that game. It needs it, it deserves it, more areas, a little bit more of like mysteries clearing about what was going on, like without going into too much depth, but like what went on in the rest of the world. Like, can we have like some indication of that? Like, there's so much to uncover in that world, and we need more. I would like more, please and thank you. So that's Pokopia. And then Baldur's Gate has made a return. I've got an episode sat in my log ready to go out, but we've got session 10 and session 11, and then session 12 is sat there as well. So that's underwater exploration will be excellent. That's a good shout, Rachel. That would be a great one. Yes. That would be great. We would love that. Give me some what's underwater exploration? Because it's a game where I wouldn't be scared by it, because it's just Pokemon. Anyway, yes, so BG3, we're back into that now. We had a bit of a break because Ash was moving, and it was obviously the holidays, etc. So it didn't work out perfectly, but we've done that. We've just finished last night. Obviously, this video wasn't streamed because I'm concerned that Baldur's Gate seems to cross stream a little bit more. But we have just finished Act 1. Finally got through Act 1 after all these years. Finally got through Act 1 of Baldur's Gate. So, woohoo! So that's a win. That's going to go up soon, so keep an eye out for that. And then where we are going to go with obviously Overwatch. I've talked about Overwatch last month. This is nothing that much different. It was just that they did a collab with Nier, which Nier games I want to play again. Like, I played them separately, and I played a little bit on stream over time, but I never actually documented them properly. So I want to play the Nier games on stream at some point. So this was like a good reminder of that. We did one episode of our mission log for SWTOR, and we got through Taris. And I think that was it, actually. I think we only just got through Taris, but more to come on that. Obviously, that one's a longer running series, a longer running idea, basically. Also, we will get back to Guild Wars 2 at one point. I was talking to Ridrix about that the other day. Guild Wars 2, not Guild Wars 2, sorry, Guild Wars Reforged. That's still on the menu. That will be happening at some point. Keep an eye out for that. There'll be lots of live service stuff this month, actually, as you can see, because Marathon, Overwatch, and then, of course, Rivals. Rivals dropped Season 7 with White Fox, and I really enjoy White Fox as a character. I don't know if I'm enjoying the competitive scene this season as much, but that's sort of irrelevant to the point, because the competitive scene can be a pain in the arse at the best of times. And obviously, Black Cat is coming soon in April. We'll discuss that then. But what else? What am I saying? What am I thinking? Losing my thought process. The map just released as well. We usually do a video on that too, but we didn't get a chance this time around. I was too busy. I'm too busy, guys. I've got too much going on. So look forward to seeing about Black Cat in April 17th. We also did, and I want you guys to, if there's one video you should ever watch of mine, it's this one. Pride of Game Pass, a look back, the final chapter, kind of. So as you guys know, I'm changing how I do Pride of Game Pass on the channel. And so from now on, it will be, so for example, the Gears videos I'm going to be putting out soon, because we did Gears of War the other day, kind of test fun videos. See, Lilia tests. So the new Gear, I'm basically not editing those videos as much anymore, in favor of doing other kind of more fun change, like a little bit of a change of pace in terms of how I'm doing videos. So Pride of Game Pass and Late to the Party are going to be a little bit different going forward. They're not going to be as edited. They're going to be pretty much the streams. So this is a look back at everything we've done in the old style. And Tyler, who is one half of my editing duo, GCA Films, gave a really great understanding of how they deal with my content, how they edit it, etc. And it's a very fun watch, even from that standpoint. Even if you don't necessarily watch all of my content, I think it's really cool to see the process of how some of my content is made. So definitely have a look at that if you're interested in that side of the editing video process. And to round us off, Layers of Fear. Now, this was a game that Lily also redeemed on PP Partython. We're about halfway through it. We also had the horror, 10-hour horror stream redemption as well. But what we did was we split it into two. We're kind of doing 5 hour and then 5 hour, because I've got that much on at the moment. And also my brain melts. And so we played through the full story of the painter and then the DLC for the daughter, which is obviously these two are linked. These are like the first game, but Layers of Fear 2023 bundled the two games together plus a little bit extra. So, but really enjoyed it. You know, not a horror game in the sense that you're screaming and shitting and pissing, but it's got that creepy vibe. It's got that kind of tension. It's got that gothic feeling to it, and the story was quite compelling. I am actually interested to go back and finish that off. So that will be something we'll be doing at some point. Layers of Fear. We've still got I think it's the actor and the writer to finish, right? Or something like that. But very excited. Very excited. No, I did scream and shit and piss sometimes. Well, there's a little bit of scare. But I did jump at a dog bark halfway through. But yeah, so that is sort of the month of March. I'm pretty happy with what we did, what we managed to get done, and yeah, more to come. There's loads more games on the backlog. I will say, Tata was talking about this a little bit. Those pesky puppies, yeah, Cruella de Vil all over the place. I will say we have got a backlog. Tata did say it, and it's true. We've got on the list of things that we still need to do. We have got Dying Light, we've got Vampire, we've got Fable Anniversary, Layers of Fear the other half, Little Nightmares, and Bloodborne on the docket still for rewards to do. We also have a community night, which I'm thinking of doing tomorrow. We might be doing some Battlefront tomorrow, and obviously we're halfway through the horror game stream. Yeah, so we're doing well. We've still got a bad games stream to go as well. We'll get to that as well. There's lots to do still. I am very keenly aware that those are still to get done. I'm trying to get through the quicker ones quickest. So obviously Layers of Fear, we're doing quite well out there. We've gotten a good bit through that, and then Little Nightmares I've got downloaded, ready to go, and then obviously I definitely want to get Fabled at some point as well. Obviously Faustus, Tata, Lily, and Finn are those who've redeemed. We've stopped that redeem for the time being. Regards, redeeming on Twitch for what I might play next, because there's a backlog there. Never mind new games coming out, as you guys can see. Pokopia took over my life. So lots to do, lots still to look forward to there. So now let's move over to things that I've been interested in, trailer-wise, announcements-wise, etc. I do need to do a quick. Let me just quickly get this up. Zero Company, Star Wars, because we need to look at that too. Oh, I had an idea to do over Bloodborne, but I think I've locked it in. It's fine. If you want to change it, you can suggest it to me, and I'll see what I want to pick between the two. But if you would like to do that, luckily my capture card seems to be sorted now. So I want to look at this as well, guys. We're going to have a look at this as well. So 1 second. So let's have a look at the trailers first, and then we'll go into Star Wars Zero Company after that. But let me just change. I need to make it so that we can hear the audio, because I didn't do that at the beginning of it. Because I'm silly. Right. This is called Artificial Detective. And I've only seen little snippets, but I was interested in watching the full trailer, so I thought I'd do it with you guys. Now, whenever anything says artificial, I instantly get triggered that there might be AI in it. I haven't looked that deep into it yet, but I'm gonna have a look at this video first, and we'll see how we feel. But this sort of seems, to say interesting, I think. Oh, a bit loud.
Just take care of your little freaking robo-zoo and let me do my thing. All of humanity has disappeared. Sound like the biggest missing persons case in the history of the world? Yeah, thank God I'm on the job. Artificial Detective 2846. Best detective in the world. Only detective in the world. The point is this, all right? I'm gonna solve this case. There's just one piece in the puzzle that's driving me crazy. No touching. You got your toy? These are my toys. I'm a detective, not a babysitter, all right? I need evidence. I am a detective. What the f... Hold on, kid! I got you.
I thought it looked a little bit more interesting when I first saw a little bit of clips and stuff. I don't know if the gameplay didn't look anything riveting. We'll see how that one turns out. Maybe didn't grip me. I thought it would. I hate this bot's hair. Why did they do that to him? Yeah, not. I thought it looked cooler than it did during the actual trailer. So that's off the list. Right. So this one's a little bit of a gameplay loop for Exodus, which is one of the two games that are sort of Mass Effect likes, they're calling them, that are coming out next year. Similar time frame as well. Now, this isn't the one. I believe this one. So let me preface first. I believe they have said that the Expanse used some generative AI during development, but that there will be none in the end product. That doesn't mean it's right. And I want to make it clear that if I do end up playing the game, I still very much do rail against that as a clause, as a thing. But still better than them actually using AI at the end. But this is Exodus is the one that isn't. Expanse was the one that apparently has. Obviously, people are railing against that on social media, etc. I am also saying that please stop using generative AI, even in the iteration stage. It's not okay. It's not right. You're still potentially stealing ideas from people with copyrights, etc. Because you're not using the right. You're not pulling from people's minds. You're pulling from the internet, essentially. So you're stealing, arguably, people's copyrights. Anyway, that's worth saying before we get into these. So the Exodus. So this is the one that isn't, as far as we're aware. This is the brand new property that's being made by Mass Effect devs. It feels gameplay-wise, gameplay loop-wise, you'll see in a second here, it feels pretty Mass Effect-y regards this kind of wheel. Obviously a little bit more updated, but extended gameplay this summer. I'm excited to see more of this game. There's a lot of lore on the website regards Exodus. If you guys want to ever look that up, that's there to see, and there's a lot there already. There's like animals that have become sentient, and there's sort of like similar kind of creator beings, not dissimilar to the Prometheans from Mass Effect or the Forerunners. That was just bam, 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 done. Yeah, I think there's another trailer somewhere, but this is the most recent one. If let's have a look. Let's have a look for Exodus trailer. Let's have a look, just so you guys get an idea of what the story is like as well. So I think we watched it before, but where's the most recent one? The first look. Oh, he's another. He's another one. He's another one. Very proud of that gameplay and environments. I need like a cutscene. Show me a cutscene. I want to justify to you why this looks... Okay, yeah, that looks cool. Okay, still not anything crazy. Extended story trailer. That one's from 2 years ago, a few months ago. There is story to this game, I promise you guys. Okay, this one's from 2 days ago. Let's have a look at this. I feel like I'm trying to sell you guys something here. I'm not, but I feel like maybe I'm not selling it well. Wow. This is just getting worse and worse. I'm just going to stop showing you guys this game. If you guys want to see what Exodus is about, go and look for yourselves. Because I'm doing very badly at showing you guys this. When you want to be like, no, guys, it's cool, but you keep getting nothing burgers. I'm so sorry. That was bad. I mean, not saying I wouldn't 100% say it, but I've been seeing other things and I've read loads of stuff about Exodus online. So regards like they have loads of lore entries and stuff like that. So have a look at that. That's going to be better at showing it than me. Let's look at The Expanse. Again, keep in mind what I said before.
It was like another life. Everything made sense to you.
Oh, you're back already? Wait, so you flew in on that?
Now, every voice a tight beam.
Protegen will easily turn this into a massacre if they want.
We need him alive!
Locked on to you, like a torpedo.
Do not interfere.
The universe never tells us if we did right or wrong.
Series belongs to Belters. I didn't become a mercenary to run away from my enemies.
Fear festering into hatred. Typical.
Surely a little gun doesn't scare you.
Ah! Sorry. This is one of your companions. Anyway.
A Trojan horse. Protegen let its own enemies in.
An enemy of my enemy is my friend?
We have to find our own answer.
See, that was a much better trailer for a game. That was a much better trailer for a game. Fuck's sake. But yeah, so that's yeah, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of the word. That's the one that annoyingly has used generative AI to some degree, but they're saying that they won't be in the end game. Again, doesn't make it right, but potentially it's one I will still be playing, but I want to be vocal about that. That's not okay. It's not okay. 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 Right. Here we go with The Legend of California. This is being made by Jeff Kaplan, who made Overwatch and also worked on WoW for many years. Obviously, and a team, not just him. So as I understand it, this guy needs to stop showing up. As I understand it, it's a co-op game. Open world action where survival shooter. Does it say co-op? I think I think you can play it with people. So like I think it's like a 4-player game or something, or is it just like is it like more like a? Let me have a look. Have a look quick. I'm gonna check this. Legacy of California. Legend of California. Sorry. Open world action survival shooter set in the mythical island of California during the gold rush. Mythical island, by the way. Yeah, online PvP, online co-op, so you can play with people. You can just play with people. Yep. So that's gonna be fun to do. I think Lily, Nate, Tater, and I had already discussed potentially playing it. So if it's like a server thing, depending on what it ends up being, I might even suggest we run one. And people can join in and we can all play cowboys together. Right, guys, are you ready for the next one? Because it's sort of a meme one, but something we might play for the meme at some point.
Welcome back to Thomas and Friends Wonders of Sodor. Today we join one of Sodor's hardest working little engines. He's cheerful, determined, and always eager to help. It's Percy. As Percy, you'll journey through some of Sodor's most charming branch line routes. From the peaceful fields around Elsbridge to the busy quarry at Farquhar, Percy takes on important jobs with bright enthusiasm. He's always ready to help passengers, trucks, and friends alike. Guide Percy through a bustling day on the railway, manage surprise delays, keep passengers moving, and tackle unpredictable moments along the line. Be on the lookout for some extra special collectibles on the way. And these won't be the only ones you'll see. Collectibles will be available across all the scenarios, explore, and timetable modes. Thomas and Friends Wonders of Sodor arrives on March 17th on Xbox, PlayStation, Steam, and the Epic Game Store, and coming soon to Nintendo Switch.
Shut up, get away. Okay, guys, will we be playing that at some point? Potentially for the meme, we might. Potentially for the meme, we might. Now, this is the game we're definitely playing, and you guys should all be excited about it, and that is Star Wars Zero Company. I'm going to read the whole article. I hope you guys are ready for that. I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Okay. Weeks after my visit to Bit Reactor, I can distinctly remember every mission from my 4.5 hours of hands-on time. It nails the XCOM specialty of combat that leaves you with stories like when I used Jedi Padawan. Have I missed a bit here? No. Tell Rhea of Orcos to force pull a guy into an exploding barrel, blowing him up and a bunch of his friends. My greatest tactical coup. Laying down a ton of suppressing fire on an enemy spawn just as a droidica, those guys with the bubble shields, enter the picture. He needed a turn to set up, and my team chunked most of his health bar before he could manage, transforming what was supposed to be the hardest encounter of the day into a cakewalk. Right, to clarify, this is, I forgot to say, Star Wars Zero Company. It's an XCOM-esque game, but people are saying it feels like Mass Effect. Somehow. Don't know what that means yet, but also there's permadeath. We'll read through as we go. That's what I was expecting, and fans are demanding of Zero Company. What surprised me is everything else. Insane production value for one. Everything looks sumptuous and expensive, while close collaboration with Lucasfilm has resulted in an authentically Star Wars aesthetic. And Zero Company offers a perspective to help appreciate it. Outside combat, you have full third-person action-adventure control of your customizable point-of-view character, Hawks. Before the fighting starts, you could be forgiven for thinking this is an action spin-off of Respawn's Jedi Fallen Order. In addition to being a great tactics game, there's a lot to chew on here for RPG fans, or even just someone looking for a top-of-the-line, well-told Star Wars story. Axe to grind. Bit Reactor founder Greg Forch was an art director on the rebooted XCOM series, as well as Marvel's Midnight Suns, and he brought a lot of ex-XCOM talent with him. Zero Company led producer Cadence Funk, animation lead Hector Antunes, and technical director Ryan McFall, and lead designer for missions James Brawley are just the ones I've spoken to. I'd left Firaxis after about 22 years of working there and making strategy games my whole career, Forge told me. I knew I wanted to stay in the strategy, the tactics space. His work took a dramatic turn after a fateful phone call, and they say about wanting to make a Star Wars game. Thus began a dialogue between Forge and Zampella, the highly regarded creator of Call of Duty and founder of Respawn, who tragically passed away, who would ultimately hand Bit Reactor its shot at the Star Wars license. He eventually said, "Do you think you can make a Star Wars game with this?" said Forge. And I said, "Sure, a different game, but yeah, absolutely." Meanwhile, I'm thinking, this is insane, right? Like, this is crazy. It's Star Wars. And so I said, "Yeah, I can do that." And Vince was like, pitch me. The pitch landed. The game is what it is. The gameplay is what it's about, said Forge. But depth doesn't cost you elegance. You can absolutely have graphics and storytelling, and not to mention this genre in particular, you should have those things. He pointed out that theoretically you could turn off all of Zero Company's cinematic camera work, look at the action entirely from a bird's eye view, and it would technically still have the same gameplay, but it wouldn't feel anywhere near as good. This is a big part of why Forge and designer James Brawley think that formerly dead PC-centric genres have been coming back. They present themselves better. They're more approachable. Games that largely failed to make the jump from PC to console 25 to 30 years ago, like turn-based tactics and CRPGs, now look and feel great whether they're played on desktop, home, console, or handheld. Devs I spoke to characterized Zero Company's combination of third-person exploration with tactical combat as one of Forge's main priorities in development, and it came through during the hands-on. Both styles of gameplay, tactical battles and exploration, were executed at the highest level of quality, something animation lead Hector Antunes characterized as a tightrope balancing act. Basically, we pick our battles. The heart of the game is in the tactical combat, but we really want to add an element that allowed players to spend even more time in the Star Wars environment and not have those spaces be limited by what would make for fun combat. If you played XCOM previously, Zero Company will feel like slipping on a favorite pair of jeans. The camera, including cinematic kill shots, cover, accuracy, and traversal all clearly iterate on the devs' prior work at Firaxis. They're typically in control of a squad of 4 who have 3 action points per character per turn, with movement requiring an AP spend depending on distance, and certain abilities demanding more than 1 point. Your entire squad is a shared pool of advantage points earned by attacking enemies, and they can be spent on special abilities independent of AP. Each class has an ultimate that demands a big advantage spend, a triple shot for the vanilla assault class, or a rocket launcher blast for the heavy, but there are also smaller abilities that draw on the same pool. Hawks, for example, can spend a little bit of advantage to refresh 1 AP for a squad mate once per turn. I got to play some early story levels as well as a few side missions. The stuff felt very classic, single zones with objectives like enemy elimination, a hostage rescue, or holding a capture point. All of the single missions were hand-designed, with the only procedural elements being the specific enemies that spawn, depending on where you're at in the main story. My greatest challenge of the day was on a side mission. I overextended myself to rescue a hostage without eliminating enough enemies first, triggering reinforcements to spawn while my team was scattered all over the map. I managed to evacuate out there with 2 squad mates down in the pickup area, a victory I can mostly attribute to the support crowd control focused astromech droid I brought along. The story missions were significantly more complex, boasting multiple separate combat encounters connected by segments of third-person exploration. I spent most of my time fighting battle droids and Star Wars cantina-loving criminal element, but my final story mission of the day introduced the force-empowered shock troops of the main bad guys. They have this nasty trick where if you kill one, their spirit floats off to buff a friend. The ghost power bonus stacks with each kill until the recipient goes berserk, basically transforming into a boss. Smart play would involve managing these enemies' health bars to make sure that only a weakened one is positioned to go berserk. Not knowing this ahead of time, I stumbled into a slugfest with the hulked out cultists tanking my entire crew. Mad respect to that guy, RIP. I saw indications of even more curveball enemy design like this later in the game. The Separatist commando droids look primed to be tough customers, but there's a calculated deviousness to how Zero Company deploys even the most basic enemies. Dug in Overwatch points, truly inhumane flanking reinforcements, the challenges felt well proportioned to the welcome new abilities on offer. Back at your home base, the den, all of the classic video game clubhouse activities are on offer. Talk to your buds, buy new stuff, level up, make upgrades, etc. In addition to the fleshed out story chapters, you can recruit and customize hired mercenaries, allowing for the full squad construction and more emergent storytelling of XCOM at the player's preference. Hawks, the authored squad mates, and your chosen randos can be respected into any of the 8 standard classes: Assault, Heavy, Sharpshooter, Scoundrel, Soldier, Gunslinger, Scout, or Medic, while there are also 4 more restrictive exotic classes. The Astromech class is unsurprisingly exclusive to the titular droids, who can be visually customized with an extensive droid builder menu, while Jedi Padawan and Mandalorian Warrior are limited to their respective story characters. That leaves one more special class Bit Reactor will reveal at a later date, or leave as a surprise in the game itself. Zero Company's intra-mission gameplay is underpinned by a galaxy map where you can choose between various operations in addition to combat missions. Every cycle of time will open up new missions and operations, each with a timer counting down cycles until they're unavailable. You can perform as many operations as you have the resources for per cycle, but can only fit in one full combat mission. That's how you end a given cycle and move time forward. The ops are intelligence gathering or otherwise non-combat activities that wouldn't fit into Zero Company's main gameplay, and they reminded me a lot of the text-based adventure sequences from Pillars of Eternity or Owlcat's Pathfinder RPGs. You'll be faced with a problem like intelligence gathering at a cantina, with options to schmooze, bribe, or start a brawl to get what you want, each with their own trade-offs in terms of rewards and squad approval. The brawl option, for example, might result in a path to permadeath injury for the squad you select to take it on. This goes on. This goes on for a while. I feel like maybe I've overestimated how much we can go through here. Basically, in this, obviously, it's talking about all the different gameplay elements, and then it goes on to talk about the fact that you can customize your character. You can choose what sex, gender, and even a number of Star Wars species, like Twi'lek and Mirialan. Hawks is like an officer within the Republic, but not a clone nor obviously a Jedi. So he's like a standard Republic officer, and you get to see that kind of side of things. But obviously, you're going against the Separatists. How far are they into development? It's coming out this year, as far as my aware, Faustus. But yeah, so here's some screenshots as well. Can I open that one? Here we go. So this is what the game's going to look like. Let me zoom that in a little. So you're basically going to have a map, and you're going to have your squad, and you're going to be able to select the actions that they're using to deal with the battle droids, and obviously later on the dark side cultists of the, are they called the Shadow Cult or something like that? Also, there'll be permadeath. So main characters, all characters can die within the game. So that'll be very interesting to see how that works out. But basically, everyone can die, and that will be factored into how the story progresses. Because some of this isn't just talking out the bum of hypothetical features. No, we did this. Yeah, as far as we're aware, this is coming out this year. In fact, let me check. Zero Company release date 2026. Yeah, so they haven't given us a date yet, but it's 2026. So yeah, I'm going to leave it there. I don't want to go. I didn't realize quite how long that article was beforehand, but yes, that's our look at Peralta's played for this month. Sorry, I didn't realize quite how long that article was going to be, so I didn't want to like. Keep reading. If you guys want to read the rest of the article, definitely go and read it. I'm really excited for that game, and we will be playing that nonstop and we might even have to play Marvel's Midnight Suns to get ready for that. I played it before, but we'll have to play it again. Guys, thank you so much. Those watching on Twitch, stick around for a little bit. I'm not sure if I'm going to do anything else. I'm going to think on it. Those watching on YouTube, this is the end of the video. Bye, guys.